Forget About Tomorrow. Feeder. Right. Listener, I'm talking to you now. Have you seen these posters around with me and Steve on it, right? It's embarrassing, right? We were mucking around at a photo session, and XFM wanted to do some posters. We couldn't be bothered to do them again, so we let him have this one. Irony comes back to haunt you, and it looks like I think I'm Simon Temper or something, and Steve's alright. But we think that Carl should be in it.
Definitely.
Carl doesn't want to be in it, but it looks like everyone listens to this show for Carl's, basically, you know, innocent stupidity. And some great tracks.
Exactly.
They don't listen for us anymore, Steve. So I think it should be a campaign to get Carl on the poster.
Yeah. Well, I should point out that I think XFM are more than happy to have him on the poster.
So it's just him?
You don't want to be on there, do you?
There's no need for me to be on it.
Of course there is.
Why not?
I get so many emails here as I'm sat during the show reading them. So many emails saying, what does Carl look like? I want pictures of Carl.
If you go to xfm.co.uk/Ricky, we've got those film bits on there. Those video mock-ups where I'm part of it, you can sort of...
That's not enough, Carl. People want to see your face. You're part of the show. You're an intrinsic part of the show.
Yeah, we'll get you on the poster. Why?
It'll be too much on a poster. They can only take in so much.
What do you mean?
They can only take in so much?
Yeah, it's good with 2 people.
No.
It's enough.
So what do groups do then?
Well, they haven't...
It's like Ringo Starr is being left off the cover of Sgt. Pepper.
Yeah. Or Rutherford doesn't get in a look in with Genesis.
Exactly.
Well,
you know,
it could be outrageous.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Tony Banks, you can't be in this one.
Yeah.
It's just me and you will be very. You see, you look like the Collins,
yeah,
so you've got to be in there.
I don't photograph that well either.
You're joking. Is it 'cause you look like a little cue ball, 'cause it just shines off the top?
But a lot of people as well. You should dispel the myth. A lot of people think for some reason that you're fat. A lot of people say to me, is he fat?
No, but that's because I haven't got much hair, so it looks like my head's big.
No, they haven't even seen you. They just think from listening to the show that you're fat.
That's 'cause you're northern. They think you just eat chips and complain about the weather.
Well...
Complain about the south.
I just think you could answer a lot of your critics.
But then, you see, what I don't like about this world, a lot of people judge people on the way they look.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like you do.
If only more people thought like that, Steve.
But Carl, you judge people on the way they look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean, but I couldn't with me, could I? 'Cause I don't know what I look like.
What?
If I was listening to me on the radio, I wouldn't be able to say, oh, he's a, you know, and slag me off and that, 'cause I don't know what I look like. And I quite like that. Do you know what I mean?
I've lost.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Just believe me, right? I'm right on this one. It's best if you leave it.
Well, we're not going to leave it. We're going to get you on the poster.
Yeah.
I mainly have to see myself on videotape this morning.
I showed him, you know, the animal show I did, the show. Yes. I'm doing a video, and I did behind the scenes footage, and I've got you've seen it, haven't you?
I feel a little bit of Carl on there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's lovely. He can't believe it. He said, is it playing slow? 'Cause he's so slow, and I come into the office going, alright. That's how you talk.
And my head as well. I look like I'm looking into a spoon. I'm not happy with it.
I just think that if we're willing if Ricky's willing to use his celebrity profile for the sake of the show, I'm willing to look like a, you know, let's say a fairly handsome, kind of cool customer. I think the very least, Carl, is that you appear on there as well. You could dress up smart.
Are you worried that you'll look the worst out of all 3 of us?
Who am I standing next to? I'm next to Steve. I'm fairly confident.
Yeah.
I like the way it's so predictable. You pull the string because you know what it is. It's not.
You pull the string.
What were we talking about before? You know the most complaints ever, the Last Temptation of Christ.
I haven't seen it.
What is it? It's Scorsese, isn't it?
It's Martin Scorsese, and I've bought the film actually recently because I was intrigued to see it, but I've not actually watched it. But from what I understand, the reason that it was so outrageous is because it has a whole sequence which shows what it would be like if Jesus had lived his life and not martyred himself on the cross, but lived his life as a human being. Part of which is him having sex. And so I think that was chiefly what the outrage was, that it was showing this godly man to be, you know, as human as he was supposedly. You know, because he's supposed to be human as well. So, so that's the reason. That was the reason that there was complaints there. I don't know. I haven't seen the film.
Well, you see him, do you?
You see him having sex, I think. Yes.
Although it is an actor, Carl.
Yeah, it's not actually Jesus Christ.
It's not the real. It's not the real Robert Powell.
No.
It's an actor playing Robert Powell.
Is that, you see, sex on films and all that, right? When I was growing up, and I'd be watching. No, just saying an example of this, really, right? When I was growing up as a kid, and I'd be, you know, watching films with my dad, right? he'd really be enjoying a film,
Yeah.
right? And then a sex scene would happen,
Right.
and he'd go
On film.
in
Or
the
just
film.
behind you.
In the film, a sex scene would happen,
Your brother up to his old tricks again.
and he'd get up and go make a cup of tea, right?
Right.
Typhoon? That he'd stolen from some sort of telephone box?
And like even recently, he thinks it ruins a film. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no need for it to happen, is there? Really?
Yes.
Why?
Sometimes it's warranted. If the film itself is
Yeah, no,
fundamentally
some
about-
films it isn't though. Some
No,
films it
of
isn't.
course, some films it's arbitrary.
I think the films that him and his dad watched together on Channel 5.
Yeah.
Probably not. Is it only on Channel 5
but
in
do
your
you know-
house?
So let's put it, yeah, if you're watching, you know, I don't know, a late night, Friday night, you know,
From
erotic thriller.
1983.
Yeah, illegal briefs. A beautiful lawyer has to defend a man who may be a killer. She falls in love with him, but does she know the real man?
Oh
But
dear.
you know what I mean, though.
Lest you forget, of course, that I,
Love Heat. With the bloke that is now in. Go on.
you know, of course, that I, according to the Internet Movie Database, I once appeared in one of those films, in the film Killer Image, a Canadian film, I believe, from 1989. According to that computer,
It's all wrong,
website.
isn't it?
It's all wrong.
It's
completely
all wrong.
Of course it is. Yeah. Apparently, I was in that, and I played the role of Kirk.
Was it a porn thing?
No. I think it's just an erotic thriller.
Oh, right.
That I supposedly.
You only
was
had a
in.
very small part though, didn't you?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you don't need to go that far. Say, like in this Jesus program, right?
Film.
What's it called?
The Last Temptation of Christ.
Jesus, like talking. You know what? What's his name? Is it Ralph in The Simpsons?
Yes.
I draw the kitty cat. It's like talking to that.
Yeah.
No, but right, this temptation thing, right?
Do you know, you know, often we don't get that many complaints on this show. We don't get very many complaints. And I think that's either because there's no listeners, or B, it's because most people agree with Carl, and that
I
terrifies
know.
me.
Or they let him off because it's like, you know, you can plead insanity, you can go mental and
Yeah.
kill a few people, but they go, oh, he's a bit backward.
No, but was it because, like, they're saying that he was having it away? Or is it because you saw it? What got the complaints?
The complaint was the very suggestion that
Suggestion.
Christ
It was
himself would be
a
having
blasphemous
sex.
thing, not the fact that you saw an actor's knob.
So what about if they just cut it down a bit and you like, saw the little stable door closing?
It wasn't the baby Jesus having sex. It was the grown man.
The stable door shutting!
No, but you know
It
what
was
they
the
do?
nativity scene.
Ah, that is brilliant. That
but
is-
then-
The wise men saying, I can't believe we brought myrrh, we should have brought condoms.
no, yeah. There's 2 for 1 offering,
Yeah, I
Boots.
don't know what we were thinking. With
Oh.
frankincense.
It's just that it's always awkward.
Should we
isn't it?
apologise now to the Christian church as
yeah.
well?
So
Sorry,
we-
the little Chinese fellas, little Welsh fellas, and the little Christian
We
fellas.
haven't said anything wrong.
No.
It's like, you see, when I was growing up,
Stable door. I love the idea that in Carl's world, he was born in a stable, just thought, well, I
Yeah.
love this place.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay here the rest of my days.
This is good here. Oh, brilliant.
but when I was watching telly with my mum and dad, I mean, it still happens now, right? My dad will sort of go, oh, ruined, good film ruined, right,
Yeah.
if some sex scene happens.
But why doesn't he
But
just
what are we
ignore
talking
it?
about sex scene? Are we talking about kissing or are we talking about penetration and looking at the camera?
No,
Going,
just-
are you enjoying this, Pilkingtons? What are we talking about? What is sort of extreme levels are we talking about?
Right, last time I was down there, right?
Yeah.
What was it? Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black.
Meet Joe Black is a terrible film.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was it's a good film, and then you know it's going to happen because like the music comes in. Brad
Yeah.
Pitt's keeping quiet. A woman's eyeing him up.
Sure.
So my mum, my mum's worked it out already, and she's going. Anything on the other side, love?
She knows. She
She
knows.
knows it's something's.
Well, so you could be enjoying a film and you can be an hour and 10 in, and then some spidey senses of one of them can go, should we turn it over? And the other one goes, yeah, all right.
Are you sure it's not them protecting you from scenes of sex? So that what they're thinking is, what if Carl gets the idea to have sex?
Yeah.
That could lead to procreation. We don't want any more like him.
Yeah.
We've got to end the line here.
You sure it's not the doctor? Keep calling out going, you are keeping away from
exactly.
women, aren't you?
He must never find out.
Are you
how
sure
it's
they're not
done.
embarrassed because they're watching a sex scene with their son?
It happens every time, right? There's 2 things that my mum does, right? It's that if there's sex scene on the telly, she'll go, anything on the other side, love? And the other thing she always says, if ever there's anything on the telly with Elvis in it,
Yeah.
she goes, oh, I like him, right? And we all know, we sat there, we know what she's going to say next.
Yeah.
So you don't even bother saying why, right? And she goes, he likes fat, ugly people. What's this?
Oh,
I suppose so.
Go on then. Oh.
Right, we brought it back. This is where I give a cryptic clue
Well,
and some initials, and you work it out and you win some stuff.
Yeah. I was going to tell you what the prizes are. Needless to say, they're mediocre prizes for a mediocre quiz.
sure, okay, yeah.
Oh,
Where's
alright, colour
DVDs and
videos and
VHS?
DVDs and
Yeah,
that,
yeah, VHS. Who's still got that?
Right, so there's three of them, and what you can do now, we've tweaked it a bit.
Okay.
You can text in.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so you can email or text.
We've tweaked it a bit.
Right?
83XFM is the text, or it's ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Is that what it is? 83XFM?
That's it.
That is good, though, and that is convenient, because who's got their laptop up and running and
Exactly.
texting?
On the
So
move.
just with your phone. Brilliant.
Alright.
Mine
So-
couldn't do that. I don't know how to do that on my phone. I don't know how to get...
What do you mean? What do you mean?
My brother wanted my postcode. He said text it to me. I couldn't work out how to do WC and
That's
1.
because you're an old man. It's
So I
technology.
had to write out WC1.
Oh, for goodness sake.
'Cause I didn't know how to do it.
Pathetic.
It won't do it for me.
Pathetic.
It's ridiculous. Go on.
Well, it's 83936 if you have that problem. Right?
Right, come on, we get on with the quiz. I
Right,
don't know. There's too many numbers now.
Three clues, here we go. First one is, this Teletubby has got lice. Right?
This Teletubby has got lice.
This Teletubby has got lice.
Right.
The initial there is P, so it's a band or an artist
Yeah.
that starts with P, and the clue is, this Teletubby has got lice. Right?
Yep.
Second one.
I'm really already not holding out much hope for
I
this.
know.
Working out. Go on.
Right, second one. I've just messed that first one up. Thing,
Oh, for Christ.
but when I give it out later, I'll sneak it in without. Right, just don't repeat anything I say.
You're an idiot.
Listen,
You
play a
really
record.
are
No,
an
man,
idiot.
no,
No, play a record.
No,
Play a
we
record.
got
Play a
someone.
record. You're a fool. Play a
No,
record.
let me just.
No.
Press the button, press
You've
the
ruined
button.
it. Well, Carl mucked up Rockbusters, as usual. I mean, you know what? I like it when he mucks up early, because it doesn't waste people's lives for 40 minutes realising he's mucked it up at the end.
Yeah.
So, obviously, people are already... They know what it is. They know what it is already. They've said, well, it's police, isn't it? You meant to say nits instead of lice.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. So that one's gone. So what have we got next?
Right, so that's just an idea. If you haven't heard it before, that's how my head works. Right, this Teletubby has got nits.
So Po.
P, so Po is a Teletubby.
Yeah. So
and
when he says
lice.
cryptic, it's not only what the answer is, it's what the question was meant to be.
Sure.
So,
Alright, so there's only two, so you've got even a better chance of winning than that.
well,
So, the second one is, I'm saving that money to buy condoms. Alright? Think about it.
easy, too easy. Right?
JC.
Yeah,
right,
well, that's
that-
so everyone's got that one. I feel like saying it now.
Yeah, but
So
don't
well, that's
say it now.
rubbish.
Yeah, but you've got to have an easy one in there, otherwise people get bored, don't
First one was easy. We gave them the answer.
they? Yeah, but hang on.
That's the easiest one we've ever had. Police.
and the second one is,
Yeah.
when you're making bread, add a little bit of colour for a change. Alright? When you're
initials?
making bread, add a little bit of colour, just change things a little bit.
What are the initials?
D.
Just D.
Just D. Right? So, what you've got there, I'm saving that money to buy condoms, the initials JC.
Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. Next.
And when you're making some bread, just chuck some colour in there.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Change
Yeah,
it a
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, that,
D.
yeah, like the clue. Clue changes every time. The clue changes every time. Unlike the Times crossword, the clue changes every time it's said.
83XFM if you want to text it, or it's ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
I'll win some
Rubbish.
stuff on that.
Pointless.
Anyway, just rather than reading out the A to Z, right? Are we doing Rockbusters answers?
Oh! Yeah. Go on then.
Right,
Listen, this has got Chris Moyles, The Breakfast Show, on Radio 1. This sort of stuff.
well,
Go
listen, have we got a winner, Steve? Did
We
you,
have, I'll check that in a minute.
All right,
Yeah, can't
all right,
bother,
well,
so-
you find a good winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rockbusters clues. The first one was, this Teletubby has got
No.
nits.
Well, we know this one.
We've done that. That
yeah.
was Police.
Yeah,
Right.
rubbish. You ruined it.
Right, the second one, I'm saving that money to buy condoms.
Too easy. Johnny Cash.
That was Johnny
Yeah.
Cash.
Rubbish.
And the third one was, when you're making bread, add a bit of colour for a change and sort of, change the colour of it.
Right.
Right? That was Dido. They got that.
Rockbusters.
Three.
Come on, Carl. What you got for us?
All right, well, do you want to say what the prizes
Actually,
are?
the
or
prizes
we
are
just put it
bad
away
this
in
week.
that?
Really?
We've got.
I'll be the judge of that.
Actually, what am I talking about? No, there's a 2-disc set, Rock and Roll Legends, on the cover there. We've got Buddy Holly, Elvis, Roy Orbison, and Little Richard. So
No one wants that, baby.
nobody's interested. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, a DVD. I'm a Nick Cave fan and I wouldn't watch it.
No, you'd watch it once
Yeah,
at most
at best.
when there was nothing on.
Knowing me, knowing you.
No,
that's-
I mean, Nick Cave's good, but when do you watch rock
Exactly.
DVDs?
I
Yeah.
know. Knowing me, Knowing You, great series, obviously, but once again, on
VHS.
VHS. Who wants it on VHS?
Yeah.
Where are all the bonus features?
Absolute pointless
The
so
only thing
far.
that's half decent is this enormous hardback League of Gentlemen book, which is the scripts and all sorts of other stuff. If you're a League of Gentlemen fan, you'll love it. If you're not, I guess it's a good Christmas gift.
If you're not a League of Gentlemen, there's nothing in this for you.
No, exactly.
So,
So, you know, you can either enter for the hell of it.
a pile of rubbish. What's the well, not as bad as the competition, I suppose. So, go on.
Right, well, you know how it works. Cryptic clue.
It's not really cryptic. It's
Well,
usually wrong.
Kind of is.
Yeah.
Right, so the first one, there's 3 of them, you get them right, you win the stuff. First one,
I'll get him close. I mean, 'cause you could win this if you got one right, possibly.
if you go to Chepstow, you will.
Was that a clue, or is that a point? Is that something?
That's a clue.
Right.
All
Say
right.
it again.
If you go to Chepstow, you will.
And what are the initials?
Just S.
Just
All
N.
right. Second one, E.T. is upset. What's up with him? Alright. E.T. is upset. What's he upset for? What's wrong with him? Right.
Different. So not cryptic. So go on.
M.E. The initials there.
N-E?
M.
M-E.
M for mother. M.E. Alright. And the third one, I had a tape with,
Jesus. Imagine Bob Holness doing this against in the Gold Run against the clock. Right. Oh, I had a tape. No, I had a tape with some.
listen. I had a tape with like Humpty Dumpty on it, and Hickory Dickory Dock and that on it, but I've broke it. Alright.
Constantly listening it to try to figure them out.
Trying to solve the crime.
Exactly.
Who pushed Humpty?
Yeah.
The initials there, B.R. Right? So, first one, if you go to Chepstow, you will. The initial S. E.T.'s upset. What's up with him? Right, what's up with E.T.?
I don't know.
What's up with E.T.? E.T.'s upset. What's up with E.T.?
Yeah. The initials there, M-E, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go through that one more time.
Yeah.
If you go to Chepstow,
They're
you
like
might.
jazz questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Just freeform.
Exactly. Yeah. E.T.'s a bit upset. What's that? What? Hey, dude, what's the matter, man?
And I had a tape with like Humpty Dumpty on it, Hickory Dickory Dock, stuff like that. Doesn't work anymore. What's gone on there? Right?
What's gone on there?
B.R.
First time we said, well, you broke it.
Well, I broke it then.
Is that important or not?
Yeah. I broke it.
And so it's B.
B.R.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, well you can text if you have a mobile phone, so everyone, there's no excuse to not take part. 83XFM is the text, 83XFM, or the phone number.
I think I know what
the phone, obviously. We
I think I
don't
know what the B might stand for.
Rockbusters?
Yeah, they'd be loving this. Alright. 3 clues were, first one, if you go to Chepstow, you will. Right, the initial was S. That was sea horses. Alright, that was the answer there.
I'll give you that.
That's fair enough.
I'll give you that.
E.T.'s upset. What's wrong with E.T.? What's wrong with him?
Yeah, well.
The initials M.E.
Yeah.
What's up with him? It was Missy Elliott. Alright, Elliott.
Doesn't count at all.
What?
Doesn't count at all.
Missy Elliott. You know what I mean? What's wrong with E.T.?
What is that with him?
Well, just let him explain it. Sorry, Carl. Do it again. Well, I wasn't listening. Do it again.
Elliott, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in E.T.?
Yeah, I'll just do the clue again.
Right. E.T.'s upset. He's looking a bit sad and that. What's
What,
up with
E.T.
him?
the extraterrestrial?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Right. And his mate,
Yeah.
who's in it's called Elliott.
Yeah.
Right. He's upset. What's up with him? Well, he's Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott, what's she got to do with it, though? I don't understand.
No. The way you'd say it, you say, what's up, E.T.? And it'd go, oh, Missy Elliott.
Why would he
Missing.
mention her? I don't understand. Was it a thing in the film?
Missing.
She wasn't even around.
Oh, missing?
Oh, Missing Elliott. Oh, no.
Oh, that makes sense, Carl, but she's not called Missing Elliott.
It's meant to be about
Cryptic,
rock stars,
that's what I
though,
always
isn't it?
say.
Missing Elliott, isn't it? So it's meant to be about rock stars, isn't it, though?
It's just cryptic, though, isn't it? Cryptic clues. And
Oh, no, that's not cryptic. That's shit. You.
Right, the third one. I had a tape, and it had Humpty Dumpty on it, and
I love when he says Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty.
Hickory Dickory Dock and that.
Yeah.
But the tapes broke.
Yeah.
That was BR. Buster Rhymes.
Say that again, I dozed off.
Sorry, I don't understand. What do you mean?
Who's the winner, Steve?
No, it doesn't. No, do you mean busted?
Buster. Well, it's kind of like that. Cryptic.
No, it's not. No, cryptic doesn't mean change it, so it's not the same.
Steve, who's the winner? We got loads of right answers, so.
It's interesting.
the time.
So I'm wondering, Rick, if at some point, maybe today or in future shows, we should get a nudist, one of those official nudist spokespeople, because all these nudist organisations, get them on the phone, justify themselves to Carl, because, in his mind, they are, what would you say, weirdos, freaks?
I don't quite get it. I was reading something in one of the supplements last weekend, and some journalist went round to some, whatever you call it, some resort or whatever, for nudes and that. And it's
Were they playing volleyball?
Well, the only thing was, bowls.
Why is that annoying?
Well, don't play a sport where you got to bend over.
Neil Young from the album Zuma, and that's Pardon My Heart on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. We just had a text here that says, and I don't know what truth there is in this, as ever, but John says there is apparently a nude bike ride today in Hyde Park. Now, I can't believe that's the case, because I don't think it's allowed, is it? You can't ride around with your veg, can you?
I don't know.
Why would you want to?
Well, good point.
On a bike.
On a bike, I love the fact that that's what disgusts him.
I want, do you know what, if we did appeal for a nudist to call in, I'd want a very specific sort, I want a German nudist, a middle-aged man called Helmut.
Okay.
If there is any, or the closest one to it. So, I want a middle-aged man from Germany. If your name is Helmut, you're in, but I'll accept Hans, Carl would be good, wouldn't it?
Alright.
Yeah.
I think, I'm wondering if the age might, maybe we could we broaden that?
Okay, just a German nudist bloke.
Right.
Could he at least be fat? Could I find a fat German fella? If your name's Helmut, we're gonna give you a big prize.
Yeah.
But, any fat German fella who likes to get his sausage out.
Sure.
Okay?
It's sauerkraut.
Yeah.
What's the phone number?
0871 222 1049. It'd be good just to get an email or a text with a contact on it, and then I can just call them up in the week.
Sure.
And
83936 is the text number. I don't know what our audience demographic pans out like, Rick, but I'm suspecting that's probably a fairly small fraction of our listenership.
I know, but there must be someone out there, if you know a fat German who likes to get his tackle out, the phones are going.
Straight away.
Just answer it, Carl, just answer it, just pop that.
it could be anything.
Well, just see what it is.
To be fair, it could be a nutter. It could be a nutter.
But just say hello, just tell it it's not straight away.
He'll stay there, won't he? He'll stay there.
Well, answer it. Answer it.
Leave it.
Answer it.
Oh, you see this? It's gone. It's gone. There you go, he bottled it, so... just as well.
Well, you took too long to answer it.
There's a vicar in, Australia who started sort of doing his services and all that. In nude.
Hot, isn't it, out there?
Yeah, well, the churches aren't. Churches are pretty cold. It was on some website.
It was. Yep.
Just saying about a vicar and that who's there's a lot of nudists and that who want to get married. Do it, don't mess about with the wedding dress and that. Just snip up.
Cheaper, isn't it?
Well, I also suppose it's so. I suppose if you believe in God, you believe that that's the way to be in it, because Adam and Eve and that.
Yeah, but then in Adam and Eve, the shame made us dress up, didn't it?
Yeah.
Eating the apple and things.
Yeah, but God didn't want that, did he?
No, he wanted to see it all. He was loving it. He was having a whale of time getting a life full of all of that, and then the snake said, cover yourself up.
Stitched him right up.
Yeah.
So if you believe in God, which clearly I don't, do you believe in God, Carl?
Dunno, I don't really worry about it. It was ages ago, wasn't it? So, if he's about, whatever. Not that bothered. Adam and Eve is pretty interesting though, isn't it?
It's not, well, how is it interesting? He made man, out of dust. Then just 'cause he could, he's having a laugh. Then he made, her out of one of his ribs, again, he'd like to vary it a little bit. Then they had 2 sons, which gave rise to the entire human race. What was going on there then?
What would have happened if they didn't get on? That's interesting.
Sometimes with pandas, they don't fancy the other one, do they? They go, well, that's my choice, one. You've brought me one panda from Lisbon Zoo, and I've got to shag that. What if I don't fancy it? What if they bring in a right slapper?
Do you think
what if it's the equivalent of, like, Love Island,
Well, I
whatever it's
imagine
called?
it was like Celebrity Love Island.
Yeah, and they're going, I'm not shagging that slapper. Every panda in the world has seen that dirty old mott in magazines. Why am I meant to mate with it? I've got some dignity.
Are you talking about Adam there or Panda? Was that? Well, either is fine, I suppose.
No, bad
Do you think
pandas.
that Adam had any say when God was making Eve? Was he saying, "Can make the boobs a bit bigger, would you?" And then I'm a blonde guy. I'm into blondes, really. I mean, I don't know. Did he have any input, or was it just?
I don't know. Well, I suppose
It was one of his ribs.
I know, but he's probably restricted. You go, well, I'm working with a rib, Adam. Give me a break. There's only so many things I can do.
Well, he's probably in kind of intensive care, wasn't he? With the whole.
They go, well, I can't just keep making the boobs and things bigger because their legs will get shorter. I don't mind short legs.
Yeah, make their legs longer.
I don't mind no legs. I don't mind no legs.
As long as the boobs are sizable.
I tell you what's weird though, Steve, right? Everyone's heard of, like, Adam and Eve, yeah? What's the surname?
Yeah, where'd they get their post from? Unbelievable.
Now listen, before you play the next tune, we should just, we were trying to mop up some stuff from the last couple of shows which we haven't dealt with yet. One of which is an obsession of yours, because we're on a radio station, Ricky and I come in, we bring in CDs, music we love, it means so much to us, we adore it. You don't really care about music, you work at a radio station, it's just, you know, I don't care.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do like a good track. I don't like everything that comes out and everyone raves about.
Yeah, you thought the iPod wasn't worth it because you named the 5 tracks you'd like. What was it? It was In the Ghetto, Babushka, Living in the City, what was the other one? Killing a Georgie, and there was one other one or something, and you just only like songs with a story.
Yeah, but then there's a reason to listen to it, isn't there?
Well, no, only once.
Going on. No, because you might forget the ending. Listen to it again.
Yeah,
anyway, you've been listening to Babushka quite a lot, is that right? Because you've really got into your head now, you're trying to decipher the story.
When I've been sort of asking for songs with stories, people have texted in, emailed in and whatever, and I've had a couple, you know, last time we did the show. So I've gone, oh right, that sounds interesting. And Babushka, when I was away on holiday, I listened to it a few times because I like the story. It's a good little story going on.
You got some thoughts on it there, have you? A couple of questions.
Will we have a listen to it?
Let's have a listen to the track, and then I know you've got some queries you'd like to raise.
It's just about a woman, innit, who, I don't know, she's ugly or something, aged badly, and her husband gets bored with her. Have a listen to what you think. Right.
XFM. You're listening to Magic 105.4. That was all the way back to 1979. Kate Bush, Babushka.
So, we would like your suggestions for songs which have stories in them, which may entertain Carl. They could shoot to the top of his list.
What do you think of that, Carl? That has a little story there.
I like it, but...
So she tests her husband. Yeah, she writes him letters. She gets a letter back. It's a pseudonym. Babushka's her pseudonym. It's not a real name. Her real name is Molly Strank from Ealing. And he responds. He goes, "Oh, he's you know." So in real terms, he's having a bit of an illicit affair behind her back because he doesn't know it's his wife. So he goes, "Oh, well, I'll take this a bit further. See how far I go." He turns up. She turns up, he gets it on with her, and he's falling for her because she's acting like she used to act, you know.
Was he just playing along with it? Was he like a
No, it's not, because they'd have said that in the song. They don't leave it up to...
Some people do that, don't they?
Well, it wasn't. Kate Bush would have said, and by the way he's playing along, she'd have given us a clue. He's not, he's fallen for it. She went along incognito, he thought it was another woman.
But how much work can you do to yourself to... Say if like, I wrote a letter to Suzanne, right? Saying...
She'd know it was you, it'd have egg stains on it, it'd be spelt wrong.
No, but...
And you'd sign it Carl, crossed out Babushka.
I wrote to her... I won't pick Babushka. I think that's a ridiculous name, that wouldn't have worked anyway. You just get a vision in your head of... I wouldn't have answered a letter from someone called Babushka.
It's not the point. If Kate Bush is listening, please call in, because I'd love her to have a conversation with you. I mean, that would be good. Forget Helmut. No, Helmut, you keep trying. A fat German. We want Kate Bush and a fat German.
What I mean is, though...
Now, wait a minute. What worries me is he didn't answer the last phone call. What if Kate Bush does for it? Well,
if anyone knows Kate Bush, give her a call now. She's probably not listening. She's probably doing yoga or something, I imagine, or making a lentil soup, or maybe just like repotting some plants, right? Or practicing piano, right? But if anyone knows Kate Bush, got a number, call her up now, say, tune into XFM, there's a little bald mank fella wants to talk to you about Babushka, right?
But how much...
But Helmut, don't worry, you'll get your... chance. The phones are going. That could be Kate Bush.
Don't worry about it.
That could be Kate Bush.
I know for a fact it isn't.
Okay, answer it. Half Light by Athlete on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington. Carl.
Right.
2 o'clock. Let's get Rockbusters rolling.
I should just, if people aren't familiar with Rockbusters, then, someone has actually sent in one of their own to test Carl. They've used, I think, the same principle that Carl has, which is, you know, utterly random.
Yeah.
As you said before, you know, really just try and think of something that he might be thinking of.
Sure.
So, I mean, she's done it quite coherently, but I'm wondering if I should sort of say it more as Carl might say it, you know, just slightly less.
More different every time.
Yeah, slightly less coherent. So, Carl, this is one for you, alright?
Go on.
You know, it's Sunday morning. You know, I'm just, you know, I'm in bed, but I don't sleep. You know, but, like, Hollyoaks is on, the omnibus, I'm just watching that, you know. I go and make a lovely cup of tea, you know, I'm in the bed with Suzanne, aren't I, having a cup of tea.
What's going on there?
Just watching the telly and that, but hang on, I haven't got anything to dunk in me, in my tea. I haven't got anything to dunk in my tea, have I? You know what I mean? I haven't got anything to dunk in there, and I'm just having, you know, what am I doing?
Is it LB?
It's LR.
Oh.
LR. So, have a think about that one, Carl.
I think I know it.
Yeah.
Do you?
Go for it.
Go on.
Is it Lionel Richie?
It is Lionel Richie. What's your logic?
Sort of Lionel, and it's like...
No rich tea. No rich tea.
Yeah.
No biscuits, no rich tea. Lion, no rich tea. Lionel Rich tea. Lionel Richie. It works. It's just as coherent as one of yours.
What's that? We've done one a little bit like it. There's nothing wrong with that.
I cannot believe you got it.
That's a taster.
I cannot believe you got it.
I might not have got it without the initials, but that's how we chuck them in, just to help you along. So
what have you got for us this week?
We've got 3 of them.
Oh, by the way, don't bother calling in Kate Bush, because Carl doesn't want to answer the phones. He says Kate Bush is not going to call, so it's all going to be nutters, so we apologise. He's got one thing to do. He didn't even get the sound right, because someone was complaining about they couldn't hear Steve. He's got to do Monkey News, which is always twaddle, and he won't even answer the phones now, so I don't know why he gets paid. He takes off Mondays, because he works Saturdays. He gets paid for Saturdays. He takes 5 weeks holiday a year.
Not off Mondays
and he moans.
Not off Mondays.
Well, Placebo, The Bitter End on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais. With me is both Stephen Merchant and Karl, the K-Man, Pilkington.
Oh.
So, you've already got that. That's safe. It's only 4 minutes past. You've had Placebo and you've got us 3. So
you're definitely going home with that.
Yeah,
whatever
that's
happens.
safe. That's on its way to the hospice.
Exactly. You've banked that.
Yeah. Now, do you want to gamble all that to go on and listen for another 2 hours? Well, you could walk away now and you're up.
Yeah, you're up. You're already up.
Right, that's brilliant.
You have not wasted any time.
Do you want to gamble that against another 2 hours? It might be shoddy, it might go downhill, but it might get even better, Carl. What do you say they do? Listen for another 2 hours?
Yeah.
See, we shouldn't have done that.
We shouldn't have asked Carl, because a lot of them now are already taking what they've got. And what they've got is great, Rick. What they've got is lovely.
Yeah.
They're loving that. They're going to enjoy that.
We have got Monkey News. We've got Cheap as Chimps. That's not the same thing. How many radio stations have got 2 ape-related simian features?
Rick, can I point out now, a lot of people are making that mistake. A lot of people are thinking that Monkey News is exactly the same as Cheap as Chimps.
It's not.
Let's keep that clear.
It's not. It's in the same ballpark, but it's not the same.
There are apes, they're involved.
They're involved, yeah. We've also got some great music, yeah. We've got an amusing sketch about a fly.
Oh, it's important.
Oh, and Mystique dropping in.
Let's hope the Mystique ladies are coming in. Singing
Yeah, look, I want to kick off with a song that is, you know, you've got like half a dozen posing songs that when you're sort of like between 14 and 18, they were the ones you'd put on to get ready to go out, or just pose around, or be that pop star, or think you're on stage, or whatever, or in the video.
Yeah.
And embarrassingly, I dug this out, and I remembered I used to post this like a mother when I was about 14, right? This is Street Life by Roxy Music. You used to do...
Mine was Oops Upside Your Head.
Yeah.
It was just me on the floor in my bedroom. One day there'll be other people in this imaginary boat.
yeah. Elbows going everywhere, knocking over vases.
Yeah. But then I remember later, it was Black Lace's Superman, which is something similar. Do you remember that? That was brilliant.
Wow.
Spray, ski, da-ding,
If you've, out there in Radioland got any funny jokes, then call in on
email
it.
them in, because we need some.
Oh. Street Life, Roxy Music, off the Stranded album. That's what I used to jump around to.
What would you have been wearing while you were listening to that?
Well, probably, Brutus Gold jeans.
Classy.
Or green flash, pumps.
Sure. Any socks?
I would have had socks, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have probably been wearing the shirt my mum got me from Tesco's, which was again a Brutus shirt, and it had women in bikinis eating bananas on a chaise longue.
Of course it did.
So
Lots of small ones, or just one big
lots of little small ones here. So you know, so that was that.
A trilby?
I didn't
Did
wear a
you
trilby.
have a
No.
toy with a trilby?
I remember when I went on holiday about that time, and I was at 14. My older brother had this leather jacket, and I was on the beach, just you know, in my shorts and that, and I went to get an ice cream or something. I said, "Can I borrow a jacket?" And I put his jacket on, and I was frozen on the beach thinking, they are all looking at me, because I look so good. And I also had a straw Stetson. And I really thought, yeah, I'm turning into quite a man.
Yes, I'm quite a catch.
Yeah, yeah. Just thinking, they're looking, they're looking, they're going, who's that dude? Is he American? Hold on, has he just come from, some sort of rodeo?
Wait a minute, I'm in a bikini, and I like bananas. I could be the woman for him.
Oh dear.
What was that? Didn't you have a t-shirt or jacket or something you wore to university that was pretty classy? Didn't it have like some foul language on it or something? What was it?
Yeah, I had, when I was, this was when I was 18, right, the Christmas, or the birthday before I went to, university, got 2 sweatshirts, one black, one red, had bullshit on them. Just done them about. Right, and the red one, all my clothes, the first wash, everything was pink. All my white shirts and my white socks, of course, because I just put it in, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I was a man at university with all pink clothes except for a rather nice red, sweatshirt with bullshit on it. Oh, so, again, turning into quite a man.
Quite the man. Was that pre or post the time you washed your clothes by getting in the bath? And
that was that was the second year when I was had to go and digs at our Halls residence. So I had a bath, and you had to sort of like pay for a bath, you know. So I thought 2 birds with 1 stone. I got in the bath with all my white shirts, because I was going through sort of, you know, wearing a white shirt and tie, that sort of, you know, David Sylvian sort of fine for everything. And, Daz. And I just wriggled around in it, washed myself. It's quite a good exfoliant. Yeah, I didn't do it again, because it was sort of not good for the skin, Daz.
Quite sore, is it, around the sort of the more intimate regions?
Yeah. So there you go. Roxy Music and Street Life. Carl.
Thoughts?
I just was working out time, really. Last week we had a lot of stuff that we didn't manage to cram in.
Which was good.
So I'm just looking at, we have got Cheap as Chimps coming. Songs of Phrase.
Oh, we forgot about that.
Stuff.
Why don't we kick off with that so we don't forget it?
What?
Cheap as Chimps or Songs of Phrase, or the film thing. We didn't get the film done yesterday.
We've also got a new feature, Cheeky Freak of the Week.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I should just point out now that someone has, Ashley Phillips has emailed in, because obviously with Songs of Phrase, what Carl does, for those that have not heard it, he takes a phrase that you might hear commonly on the show, and then he uses various songs.
There's this hairy Chinese kid.
Was the one
you
we
never
kicked off
seen an old bloke eating a Mars bar.
And, as I say, he uses different chunks of songs, and he makes up that phrase. And, so he has made some suggestions here, Carl, because he thinks that the more common Carl, you're an idiot, fool, etc., perhaps a little overheard, he'd like to, maybe hear Carl, pause, I don't know where to start, which is a common one from Ricky. Carl, which bit of that do you actually think is true? And then there's the regular dialogue between the three of us. Carl, well, you know, it could happen. Me, sure. Ricky, no, Carl, it could never happen. Not now, not ever. You're an idiot, play a record. So maybe some of those you could use next time.
Well, will we get it going then for today?
Yeah.
This week we're, do you remember the story about my auntie having wind for 5 minutes? Yeah?
Your auntie, was it your auntie Nora?
Auntie Nora, she was on a lot of medication and stuff, and I think that's a side effect that comes with it. So, yeah, she had wind for 5 minutes, so I thought we'd dig that one out. A classic line. Me auntie had wind for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So I've got loads of songs here.
How many is that?
Me auntie had wind for 5 minutes. 7 tracks.
Oh, that's tricky.
Why do you learn?
Okay, so you need to identify, if you can be bothered, the artists.
Yeah,
that's what we're after, isn't it?
Alright.
Okay. Let's
Alright, we'll play it a few times.
Just remember, as many as you can get, because the winner would probably be, you know, who gets 5 or something. So don't worry if there's a couple you can't get, because you could still probably win.
Here we go again.
It is good.
A
Can I just... What's the email address?
It's, well, if they go to xfm.co.uk/Ricky, they can just send them through there and
They
that.
can send them through that way.
Right.
Which of these is the prize bag?
Yeah, don't be getting them mixed up.
That's the one, is it, Carl? Yeah. Alright, so let's see what hot treats you could win. As I get them out, Carl, do you want to play it once more?
Yeah.
I recognise all of them except one.
Yeah.
Right, let me see
Or
what we've got
maybe two.
here. Once again, Carl, you excelled yourself with an arbitrary collection of DVDs.
Just hanging around, were they?
Just hanging around. Again, I'm always interested to know which of our XFM listeners has tastes as broad as this.
Go on.
We've got the recent BBC adaptation of The Hound of the Baskervilles.
Brilliant.
Okay, fair enough.
That's
We've
all right.
got, what's this? Is this the... This is, something involving Air, the band Air. I think it's a single at best.
Yeah.
This is probably worth having. This is the current Flaming Lips album, so you've excelled yourself there, actually, Carl. That's not bad. An XFM mouse mat. They're as common as muck.
Oh, hold on. You can't give away that mouse mat. It's a piece of foam.
Now, I was going to dismiss the oddball sci-fi movie K-Pax, featuring Kevin Spacey and Jeff Bridges, but Carl, is it signed by Kevin Spacey?
It's signed, yeah. It's an actual... so win that and put it on eBay for £4.50.
And, man alive.
What is that?
Just look at their faces.
No! Carl! Don't give that. No one wants that unless it's ironic.
Series 1 and 2 on DVD of popular northern-based sitcom Bread.
Buy it, sell it. The game's getting hard. Because someone's dealing you a losing card.
Alright.
They all had a go. All the actors had a line on that song. Oh.
Play the clips again.
Play the clips again. I really want to win it now.
Here we go.
I can't believe this hasn't been done before.
It's extraordinary.
Alright.
Because most of our ideas have.
Right. So what you had there is you had the Knack
Yeah.
with my Sharona.
Uh-huh.
Auntie was some Manson track.
What? You don't even know what it was.
Auntie Everything, I think it's called, some album track, right? Then you had Bill Medley, Jennifer Warnes, I've Had the Time of My
Yeah.
Life. You had Bob Dylan,
Wind.
Wind.
Idiot wind.
Blowing in the Wind.
Oh, Blowing in the Wind, was it?
What was after that? Four was 2468
four was Bob Dylan.
Motorway. 2468 Motorway.
Yeah.
Tom Robinson.
Tom
Yeah.
Robinson, yeah. That was the 4. Then you had the 5 from Manfred Man, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We wrapped it up with a bit of 5-star from Minute, something about,
Can't wait.
yeah, can't wait another
Can't
minute.
wait another minute. I was shopping with Carl before Christmas, and we went round sort of Piccadilly and St James's, and those really beautiful shops around there. And I went in one shop. You had to ring a bell to enter.
Yeah.
They came down, and it's like a iconoclastic sort of shop, and they found things from churches and nearly all Russian 16th century pieces onwards. This beautiful. Carvings and paintings and statues, and I went, oh, it's beautiful. And as I was looking round, I heard Carl sidle up to the bloke and go, what's the newest thing you've got here?
Yeah. Sure, that's his first thought.
I mean, that is the wrong question to ask of a man who's clearly in antiques.
Yeah.
Proud of the fact he's got 16th century iconoclastic Russian stuff, to ask, what's the newest thing you've got here? I mean, what sort of question is that? Oh, I don't know, probably the doorbell. I don't know, what does he want to say, my shirt? What were you thinking?
hoping for?
I think it's an alright question, because he was saying there's loads of old stuff in there, and he kept going on about the old stuff. So what was to say? Or what's the newest thing you've got?
And what was
Do you know what he said
to
to it? The other question he asked him? He said, how often do you get new stuff in? And I said to him, why did you ask that? He said, well, I was thinking, if you got antiques and you sell it all, what's left? Like someone's going to sell all the antiques in the world because they're not he said, because they're not making any new stuff. What does that mean? They're not making any new stuff.
But I know for a fact no one's ever going to go in there and buy the lot anyway. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I'm not at any point in my life, and I don't think it'll ever happen, will I go, I need some old Russian wood. Because
It was brilliant.
No,
it was, Steve.
no.
It was beautiful. It's amazing stuff. There's stuff. There's these things from the 16th century of sort of like saints and monks, and they're carved and
There's
they're.
loads of it. It's just all piled up. No one's interested. If I was him, I'd go, do you know what? I'm into this, but no one else is. Close shop. Because seriously, it's just piled up, piles upon piles of like old bits of wood with pictures on it and that.
But
There was
think
one
of a
fella,
man. Just think of a man 400 years ago that carved this. You know.
No, but nobody wants it, do they? I've never heard anyone say, you know, oh look, it's my birthday coming up. I'll tell you what I'd love.
What?
Bit of old Russian wood. It doesn't happen. That's what I'm saying. I've never heard anyone saying it like. I've never overheard someone saying, "You don't know where the Russian shop is, do you?" And this is in London where the rates are high. There was this thing, right, Steve? Them old drawings on like...
It was like a panel from a church that someone had painted,
right, yeah.
and I think it was like, you know, from sort of like 1590 or something.
Yeah.
And it was this a picture of this this saint, wasn't it?
So 1590. It could be from any time, really. So there's this one there, right, leaning up against the wall, and most of them in there was that Stalin bloke, right? But there was this little...
Right, can I just stop you there? Lenin.
Right,
Okay.
all right then.
Yeah.
So he was on all these bits of wood and stuff, but I saw this other little face, right, little fella with a beard, right? So I said, "Who's this bloke here?" He said, "Oh, the story there, right?" He said, "It's this little fella, and he got mugged back in Russia." This is right, isn't it? This is what he was saying. He said he got mugged.
It's just that term, that I love that term in a 16th century Russian wood. Oh no, I'm being mugged.
So he got mugged.
He got
and
happy slapped.
and he said, "I've had enough of this." Right?
Yeah.
And he went to live in the woods, right? Made like a little shed, stayed there. People went to visit him, and like if you got a problem, you knock on his door and you go, "I'm sick of it." And he'll sort of say, "Yeah, I know what you mean. I've moved out of the city and what have you." And he'd make them feel better, and then they go again. Now, why has that man got a plaque? If he was around now, there's no way he'd have a bit of wood with his face on it, is what I'm saying. If someone had got fed up with living in London or New York or whatever, and they go, "I'm going to go and live in the woods," people wouldn't visit him, and he wouldn't get a piece of wood with his face on, is what I'm saying. But this man is selling it for about, I think it was about 750 quid for this bloke's head.
But the chances are that this is either a well-known Russian folktale, or it may even be a piece of classic Russian
He's a
literature.
saint. He was a saint. He was
well, in which
canonised.
case
Yeah,
it's-
But
yeah.
everybody was a saint years ago. That seems to be like thrown about, doesn't it? He was a saint now. Name him one now. Yeah, this fella lived in the woods in a hut. Oh yeah, that's Saint John or whatever. He's not a saint. He's done nothing. If anything, he's sort of said, "I can't be bothered with living in a city with everyone else. Everyone else has got to put up with it, but I can't put up with it. I'm going to live in the woods." Well, if you can't put up with it, you're not good enough, are you? You've got no stamina. And yet he gets a plaque, is what I'm saying. It's annoying.
Who would
What
you
is
like to
that?
see, who would you like to see get a plaque in the modern world? Who deserves a plaque, in your opinion?
Probably like nurses and that who do a lot of bad things that I think I couldn't do that, carrying lungs about and all that. No, but I couldn't do. Do you know what I mean? That's one job that my mum wanted me to be a doctor.
Oh, whoa! What was she thinking? Oh, what's her
This
expectations
particular
like
apple
now?
didn't fall far from the tree.
Oh, when did she start giving up that dream? At what age did she start going, "Carl, you don't need to study your books anymore. Go and play with the worms in the garden"? When did she sort of like let you off that
Is
dream?
it the day that she caught you with a spoon up your nose?
But anyway, talking of emails and that, right? Nick, who's emailed from Australia, right, Melbourne, he's been going on about dolphins and that, problems with dolphins.
What problems?
He's just saying when that wind happened, there was like a bad wind thing going on.
Hold on, wait a minute. What bad wind?
In America, they had that.
Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Right.
And there was like a little bay with dolphins in it, and
Right.
that, with all guns on them and stuff.
What? Whoa.
Because they use dolphins, don't they? They say they're an intelligent animal and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've got them all like, you know, they've all had the training. They're all like ready for battle and stuff.
Right.
Got like rifles on them.
What do you mean rifles? How can they hold the rifle? How can they hold the rifle?
No, it's sort of on a strap and that.
What do you mean it's on a strap?
I don't know what they kit them out with, but they're just ready for war. Whenever
What
it
are you
kicks off.
talking about?
Listen though, that isn't the point. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we leave
But what
that
I'm
one, do
saying
we?
is-
That's not the point, so let's leave it.
So they're swimming about. and that, in
Yeah,
this
with
little bay.
rifles and berets.
Whatever they've got on.
Yeah.
right, ready for battle and stuff.
Yeah, ready for battle, yeah.
The wind comes in.
The wind comes in.
Hurricane Katrina.
Makes a wave and that. They get out of the little bay,
Yeah.
still all kitted out with all the, you know, weapons.
You're talking
and that.
bollocks.
Steve, do you want to look at the email?
Well,
mate?
there's no way. There's loads of dolphins now swimming round, kitted out
Causing
with
problems.
guns and that, with a strap. How can a dolphin hold a... Again,
they-
you've been watching Planet of the Apes. Oh, he's trying to talk to us. What's he saying? He's saying, "Go ahead, punk, make my day."
Look,
You're
I'm just-
talking shit.
It's just news to say if there's dolphins, you know, if you see a dolphin in that, don't go, "Oh, it's friendly," because there's some with weapons now. So I'm just reading it out on email. That'll cover it and that, so...
Bollocks. Carl, can we have some monkey news before I die?
Alright.
Oh, chimpanzee that! Monkey news, yeah.
This monkey that was knocking about called Ollie. It was in this zoo, and it was the only monkey in there, right? And it was getting a bit lonely because, like, it was sharing its sort of time with, say, an elephant and a giraffe and that.
it doesn't happen.
And they didn't really
No,
get on that well.
Wait, they do
No,
not
well, let me
put,
just tell you.
They do not
let me
put
tell you.
chimpanzees
Yeah, but let
in
me
with...
tell you. No,
well, it's not true.
I know
Why
they
would he
look-
share his
no,
time
no,
with an
I know they
elephant and a
don't look-
giraffe?
Gervais,
I know
it was some kind of flat share. They put an advert in the student union.
Yeah,
saying we
but
need,
I'm
you know,
not-
we've got
I
2 rooms to let.
African mammal wanted.
Well,
Not
anyway,
specific.
but
A mammoth and a...
What I'm saying is there was other elephants for elephants to knock about with and that. The monkey, it was the only one there. So what happened is the zookeeper
Right.
felt a bit sorry for him. He started to sort of get pally with him. So at lunchtime, when the zookeeper was sat on the wall having his like ham butties or whatever, he'd sort of go, "You all right?" Yeah. And it used to come over closer and closer. Right. Anyway, within a month, he was sat on the wall having his lunch with him. Right.
That
But
aren't
anyway,
true. Go
so
on.
he sat there, and as time goes on, you know,
Yeah.
he's sort of sat with him most of the day. Monkey's
Yeah.
walking around with him, helping feed the other animals and that.
No.
But then what happened is the zookeeper, at the end of the night, when he's like locking up and stuff,
Yeah.
he'd feel bad because he'd be leaving the zoo, and like Ollie's sat there, and he's like, "I'll see you tomorrow," and the monkey's like, "Yeah, all right, see you later." He's looking all fed up because he's got home to go to, and he's still stuck in where he's basically working every day. Right, so he's never going home, right?
Now he's sleeping at work, the monkey.
So anyway, the
Yeah.
zookeeper goes home, says to his wife, "Look, Ollie's having a bit of a time at the moment." So she said, "Oh yeah, what's going on?" He said, "Well, he's just looking a bit fed up. You know, he's sick of it." So she said, "Bring him home."
It didn't happen.
So
this is
anyway.
in your head.
So she said, "Yeah, bring it home tonight." So anyway, he's looking forward to going into work, and that he sees Ollie. He doesn't tell him straight away.
It's a surprise for him later.
He gets to the end of the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's like, "Get your coat." He's like, "What?"
Coat? What do you mean, get your coat?
Whatever the equivalent is, right? Whatever you say to a monkey, it was kind of like, you know, "You coming with me," sort of thing.
Right.
So he's going, "Oh, brilliant." Anyway,
No, he's not.
So
What
he
do you mean he's going brilliant?
He takes
Look,
it home.
so he gets his hat and coat.
He gets his hat and coat and stuff.
And he
Can't
go
believe
on,
his luck, right?
Yeah.
He goes back to the zookeeper's house. Everything's going well for about a week and a half.
Right.
Treating him really well. He's sat there, you know, he's having a brandy at night before he goes to bed. So he said to his wife, "Look, you're at home all day, right?
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to work. I'll leave it with you, right?" So Ollie stays at home.
Yeah.
Anyway, as time goes on,
Yep.
a little bit of trouble. Whilst the fella's busy at work, Ollie starts getting a little bit cheeky. Tries it on with the missus.
Whoa. Right.
How does a monkey try it on with the
Are you
missus?
So this
talking shit?
is classic monkey news. And
How does it try it on with
So
the
he's a
missus?
bit drunk. He stinks of smoke. He tries it on with the missus. How does he try it on with her?
I don't know all the detail on
You don't know
on that
any
bit.
of the
I don't know
details.
the detail on that bit. But
You don't
all I
know any of the
No, I don't know
details.
the details on that bit.
You
but
don't
I
know any of the
So
details.
what happened? So while the zookeeper's away, the monkey did play. Did the zookeeper's wife reciprocate these affections?
She probably went along with that at first. You know, she's cooking at home, getting the tea ready. That's walking past, pinching her arse or whatever. And do you know what I mean? It starts off just like it does, you know, with humans. Starts off as a bit of fun. Before you know it, you know, split up in the end anyway. The zookeeper and the what's it? I think the monkey stayed with the woman. So, it's all there. It's
Honestly,
all on email, mate.
your imagination.
Well,
you
look
should
it up.
write stories. You
Get
should
people-
write. You
Get
know.
people to look it up. Just put in monkey, chimp, Ollie, and it's all there.
So you think Sir Bob should just wash his hands of the whole affair? You think it's a complete waste of time? Is that what you're saying? So you should just leave them to it. Just leave them to it. Let them sink ever more into debt, ever more into hunger. You just think that should just carry on?
Do you know what I think he's saying? I think, now, I'm not with words in your mouth. Are you saying they blew the last lot we gave them, they've got to learn a lesson? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say
Is that what you're thinking?
No,
What are you thinking?
I'm not thinking anything like that. All I was thinking is about this gig. It might have been better to do it, like, rather than, I don't know, ruining a grass field in Edinburgh and that. Do it out in Africa, right? Get people out there, get the tourists up. Do you know what I mean? Get a load of people out there. They've got loads
I
of...
don't reckon he's going to get people to walk to Edinburgh. I very much doubt
No, but-
people are going to fly to Addis Ababa to see Coldplay.
cheap flights and what have you.
Right?
Hot dog stands and that. Locals will love that, right? Job done.
Brilliant. Let's put him in charge.
Yeah, just for one day.
Let's put him in charge of Live Aid. If Bob Geldof is listening, I know, you respect him because he used to work on XFM.
No, but he's done a lot
Bob,
as
if
well.
you're listening, please, I would love, oh my God, a conversation, Bob Geldof talking to, forget Kate Bush, forget
That would be
Helmer.
amazing.
Can Bob please call in and speak to Carl? No one call except Bob, so we know it's Bob calling. Right, get on the phone.
What's the phone number?
Can't we talk to him next week?
He might be busy next week.
No,
He's
he
got
won't.
stuff to organise.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can talk to us next week. Alright, I'm not gonna I'll go through the phones, it's mental.
Play a record.
Alright, what we're having? Bit of Killers?
Yeah. The Killers, somebody told me on XFM 104.9. Tell you what, talking of, starving, I went to what is meant to be the best restaurant in the world on,
Oh yeah.
Wednesday, yeah.
Sure. You must be famished.
Well, Jonathan, Ross, booked a table there. It came out, I think he's been trying to get there for a while, and, I think there's a waiting list and everything, right? And, it
Well,
was
you've got
very-
OBE, you're walking straight in.
he's walked straight in with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Jane went along with him and Jane to the Fat Duck in Bray. As it was voted the best restaurant in the world, okay?
Right.
And, it was incredible. I mean, it's across from the restaurant and sort of Barnum. They,
Yeah.
you know, just incredible food. But all the way there, I'm thinking, well, I can't eat stuff in normal restaurants. I don't eat red meat. I'm squeamish about things like seafood. Anything that's got too many legs, or was a crustacean once, or feeds on worms. I knew that one of their signature dishes was snail porridge. So I'm thinking, I'm not going to be able to eat anything here. So I was thinking, I had something to eat before I went, and I was thinking they better not have mucked around the bread, right? Got there, beautiful, and it was really quite fantastic, and I let them know straight away that I was a Philistine, and they really accommodated me. You know, I didn't have the snail porridge. They put mushrooms in my snail porridge, which was more of a risotto, and there's tasting menus and that, and it was really fantastic. But Jonathan, halfway through, on the way there, I don't like to travel well. On the way there, he actually phoned me and said, "Why are we taking you to this restaurant?"
Good point. Very good point.
They know, even if I go around there, they cook me sausage and mash.
Yeah.
Or, do you know what I mean?
Well, you have the palate of one of those kids from the Jamie Oliver school dinners program, they've got the lovely Jamie Oliver cooked, you know, kind of, ratatouille,
Yeah.
but they're going for the sort of chicken Twizzlers.
Well, there's nothing wrong with chicken. I love chicken. I like the chicken I can eat. I'm squeamish about red meats. There's nothing you know, it's a mixture of, it's not morals. There's only one thing I don't eat morally, that's veal. But the other thing else is just like, if it's got eyes and legs and things sticking out of it, or there's
But it
a bit of
hasn't
pink.
got eyes and legs things sticking
I
out of it. What are you
know, but-
talking about? I mean, it just infuriates me. I actually got to a point now where I refuse to eat out with Ricky. Because I can't, it just sucks the life out of me. It actually makes me depressed. I can't enjoy the experience. If you go to an awards do, they bring out lovely food, you know, 3 courses, and
lamb.
you're whinging.
It's
You're always
salmon,
whinging.
which is hardly cooked, followed by lamb.
Lovely bit of lamb. Who doesn't think lamb is the best of all the meats?
Oh.
And you just, you whinge, you complain, you look at Jane like a little boy who's like, "Oh Mum, why have you brought me here?" You are just, it was, and I tell you, and I put it at the, you know, I don't want to, you know, badmouth people, but I suspect it's your family, I suspect it was your upbringing, I imagine, you know, that if I came to your house, you know, late 60s, early 70s, came round to your place in Reading, it would have just been the smell of chip fat.
Always
just
on.
everywhere,
Chip fat
pervading,
fry always
just
on.
one of those chip fat fries that's just, yeah, like you say, constantly, 24 hours a
But
day,
I used to eat
just
things.
bubbling away.
I used to eat beef and pork and that, and I used to have to eventually, when I was getting sort of squeamish and getting older, I'd make her burn it so much that it was just like chewing on a piece of leather anyway. Where I couldn't stand the sight of blood or so.
A salad in your house would have been
I'll tell you what
a
a salad
pickled
is.
onion and a packet of crisps.
Now, a salad in my house, right, was when it was summer, we were out in the garden, lovely salad, grated cheese, grated egg, 2 bits of beetroot with your leaf, a pickled onion, and a packet of crisps. And that was a salad. But,
Yeah. Now, is that, do you agree that is probably the reason why you've got this palate? And I don't even, it's not even a palate, that's too nice a word to
I've
use
got
for
more
it.
squeamish as I've got older, because I say, I used to eat beef and pork.
What do you mean
and
squeamish? I don't understand what you mean. Squeamish
I
is
suddenly
fish,
think
it's
about
cooked.
it. I can eat like, you know, like, it has to be blasted, it has to be unrecognised to be an animal. You know what I mean? I mustn't see a bit of pink or a bit of fat.
So
or
if we were in biblical times,
Yeah.
and you're there, and Jesus Christ has just fed 40,000 with some fishes and some loaves, you'd be going, I'm not into the fish, JC.
I say take the head off, really cook it, take the skin off. I can see a bit of spine.
And unless that bread is mighty white, I'm not interested.
Yeah, but the thing is, what he hasn't said is, well, he gets frustrated because we have to go from restaurant to restaurant for something I can eat. But the reason we've only got about 3 restaurants to choose from are that, because he doesn't want to spend more than a £5 at lunchtime.
At lunchtime? If I was going out of an evening, you'd spend a decent amount of wallop. But lunchtime,
Would ya?
you'd be happy to spend 20 quid on lunch. Imagine that every single day. There's no one out there who's eating lunch 20 quid a day on lunch. It's crazy. You don't need that much food at lunchtime, because I know what happens. You go in there, you have some kind of, Thai green curry for lunch, you're asleep by 1:30, we're trying to work, we're trying to write TV shows, and you're dozing off like one of those giant anacondas that's just eating a sheep, and it's slowly digesting it takes like 3 weeks.
He doesn't eat, Carl, he does not like the he'll walk a mile out of his way to get a sandwich.
Having an argument over that 50p that time. I don't want to bring it back up again.
Here's the situation, Carl. I lent you 50p, and you decided you weren't going to pay me back. It should be to my discretion if I say, don't worry about it, Carl. You should offer me the 50p, go, there's that 50p I owe you, and I'll go, don't worry about it, Carl. But you didn't even do that.
No, it's the way that you were, like...
I said, where's my 50p? You went, oh, you don't need that. That's not your decision to have.
I didn't say that. I said, I don't think I've got it at the moment, or whatever.
Rubbish.
And you're going through my pockets and that.
Rubbish.
50p. Ridiculous.
You've just given him a keg of beer for free, hadn't you?
Well, let's not go over it again. I mean.
I just think value for money is important. Like, now, okay, so for instance, in the morning I have to get the tube, but you can get a travel card, zones 1 and 2, right? It's about £4.70, I think. But before 9:30, it's about £6.50. Alright, and then at 9:30, when the clock, literally on the clock ticks over to 9:30, it's £4.70, right? Now, sometimes I'll get there, it'll be about 9:20. Now, you'd be saying to me, oh, just spend it, and I'm thinking, I've got 10 minutes. I'll perhaps read the paper, wait for it to click over to 9:30, and then I can get a cheaper ticket. Now, surely that makes sense. Surely that's logic. Don't you, I mean, if you were in that situation, Rick, if you were there, right, and you had, let's say you had 3 minutes to wait before 9:30, what would you do? Would you stand there and wait?
No, because waiting to me is worse than anything.
It's madness. It's madness.
I can't stand queuing, I can't say, no, I'd pay, yeah.
How long would it have to be before you'd wait? If there was like a minute on the clock to go, would you wait?
If they literally said, if you wait 30 seconds, I go, alright.
Well, that is the case. That literally is the case.
Okay, but not 10 minutes now.
What about you, Carl?
I feel if it was 30 seconds, I'd feel flash going, I'd spend £3. But if it was like a couple of minutes, I go, oh, it doesn't matter. I just wouldn't.
Madness.
Yeah.
Think about how that tots up over the years.
Amazing. Carl,
what about you, Carl? Would you do it?
It depends, doesn't it, what your job is and that. If you're a doctor, you've got to get to, go and save someone or whatever. You can't say, oh, just 10 minutes. Depends. Depends on the situation, depends. Most of the time I've got to get in work early, I can't be hanging around till half 9.
But you don't know, do you? I've called him when I was filming, he was I've seen him do one day, right? I've seen him for one whole day, went away, he fell asleep at 7:45 in the bath because he was knackered, so, he has 5 weeks holiday a year, he's taking the piss.